streamlined onboarding tool, helping you earn more by unlocking new, long-term work opportunities in your area, and offering you a simplified and fast-track sign-up and onboarding process. With ParaPass, you get exclusive access to local opportunities. Paradrivers are the first to be notified of new partner onboarding opportunities in their area. These gigs range from long-term full-time opportunities to extra work you can use to fill in downtime between your main platform work peak hours. You'll also get one-click simplified sign-up process. Sign up for multiple gigs at once. Once you've created your Para profile, you can use this to easily sign up for partner gigs without entering your information over and over again. ParaPass opportunities come with expedited onboarding. With ParaPass, you skip the line and just complete the onboarding essentials. A fast-tracked onboarding means you can start earning even sooner. Finally, you can manage all of your work in one place. When you complete your Para profile and onboard with ParaPass, you'll have early access to Para's new app integrations, meaning you not only have more work, you can manage it all in one place. To qualify for ParaPass and unlock these exciting opportunities, simply complete your Para profile. Once everything is verified, you're given the master key. We'll be sending you local opportunities so you can sign up right away. It's that easy. So complete your profile today.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the second week of the new time. So I'm hoping this time works as we roll into this time of year, because I just saw snow hitting the mountains, and I'm gonna be doing a lot of riding this year. So I'm trying to get all this schedule wrapped around there. Let me say hi to all you guys in there. What's up, Derek? Nice rebrand. Do you mean the last mile? Here, let me remove myself for a second so everybody can see it if you missed it. This way we're covering more than just courier apps, but it'll always focus primarily on Curry and other last mile apps, but we'll also talk about off-brand stuff. I think this. So that is the new blah, blah, blah. So that's it. But what's up, Derek? What's up, Traveler? What's up, Rick? What's up, Josh? Hey, John Fisher. John Fisher, I put the full video up last night and premiered it for you, bro. I was going to do it this morning. I let it premiere this morning, but I premiered it last night. So that curry video you were looking for is up. What's up, Gigan? And what's up, anybody else watching and not chatting? By the way, guys, if you chat on this stream's an easy stream for me to go back on. And as you all know, Gary will be back soon for the roundtables and such, and he'll be getting on me about giving wrenches out. So if you're watching and not commenting, or if you're watching and not and you're working and you can't comment, that's one thing. But if you're looking for a wrench, I like to give them out, because otherwise people can be timed out by people with wrenches, and I don't know, I don't see it. You don't get a notification. So there's ups and downs about the wrench. I kind of am on the other full side, that if I know you, if I know that you're not trolling, if I know you're a good person, you're in the community and we know you, I'm happy to give them out. So plus it helps me that when I do something in the middle of the day and there's other groups of people in here, you have a wrench, because all I ask is that you be respectful with them. The wrench allows you to put links in. It allows you to share an article or something else, or a page if I ask you to, if you could please help. So it's just a perk to me. I'll time out Gary. See, Gary, if you guys aren't familiar, what Josh is referring to is but the problem is that I gave only like 4 or 5 super wrenches out. They did this recently. It was a change on YouTube where you can have a standard moderator or a kill switch moderator or whatever, like a upper tier that can the upper tier ones can actually take out the standard moderators. All you guys are standard moderators, which you can still handle an issue, but the other ones can. Because in StreamYard, if you've ever been in StreamYard before, and you've seen the interface, I'm not seeing it on YouTube, so I don't see which one of you have wrenches. So there could be the possibility that somebody with a wrench comes into the live stream, and from back when, I gave them a wrench, and since they've turned evil or bad, and, that's where the super accelerated wrenches, will take them out, because I don't see if you have a wrench. I do try and keep it over here on the side, but sometimes I don't notice till after. But I do go back, like, John, you have like, John, you're kind I always look up account stuff. I saw you created your account 2 months ago. If you'd created a week ago, not a chance, but, you've been nice to us here so far. I'm gonna give you a standard moderator range. Gary would punch me in the head, and I would touch his car. So, there you go. I just gave, John Fisher one, so John, you have a wrench. You have a wrench. It's like Oprah. I hate Oprah. Personal opinion, I hate Oprah, but, we won't get into that, but you get a wrench, you get a wrench, you get a wrench. Um don't go over to the dark side, Derek, please, please, please. So I threw in a bunch of screenshots, but when they were uploading, they uploaded as a batch and they're totally out of order. So if I pull up the wrong screen when I'm trying to do things here today, just bear with me. Because I learned in the version of StreamYard that I have, I can create different settings. So now I have a like when you come in here, I can set the stage for last mile. I can set the stage for round table. So I've separated all of them. And I'm trying to that way I don't have all these images that are just one library. You can create a library for each one. So each of the shows that I do, I'm going to create its own StreamYard brand is what it's called. So I'm just totally rebuilding this one from scratch. So what's up, guys? How you doing? I hope these are in some kind of order. I am going to show you. We're going to start off with a Paraworks offer here, or a Parapass. I want you guys to see this because I know a lot of you are asking. Well, I'm not seeing my. Okay, well here's one, and I want you to see how easy this was. Okay, so what was this? This was on Saturday. Came in at 1:15. You can see the clock at the top. Um, when that see that blue arrow at the bottom. So Bud Soda told me once that the blue X, see the blue X like across from Colorado above the offer. He told me that when that's blue, it's taken. Um, I work with the para team directly on a daily basis, and I actually didn't know. So I took his word for it. That's not true at all. That doesn't mean anything. You actually have to scroll down to see if it's taken. So let me bring it up in a little bit different way here. Again, there's some mixed up ones here. But so here's the order. So again, if you didn't see it, it was to go here. It was to go that far, which is 6/10 of a mile. Okay. It needed to be picked up at 5:25 and or picked up between 5:25 and delivered before 5:55. So it pays $25. As you can see, it's 6/10 of a mile. So what you have to do though is you have to scroll down past. So like on this screen, you see the order, you see the top, you see where it says offers and my queue. My queue is if you have multiple accepted. And then if you scroll all the way down, you see this. And if this is there, the checkbox and the accept job, it's available. So you just have to scroll down. Otherwise, it'll say right here where it says I've read the and understand Paraworks terms and conditions. That checkbox will be grayed out. You won't be able to check it, and accept job will be grayed out. But I think it still says accept job, but it won't let you click it anyway, and it won't let you click the checkbox. If they're both, if the checkbox is clickable and the accept job is blue, you can take it. So again, 6/10 of a mile, $25. And this was for 3 pizzas going to a hotel. So, oops, let me get that off there. Real quick before I jump over to chat, I also, God, these are really out of order. I wanted to show you some of these came from the rideshare guy, and one of them came from LA Channel News 3 hours ago. So these were from the rideshare guy yesterday. Gas prices in California. So as you can see, This is a mobile gas station. Um, $5.99, $6.19, and $6.29. $5.99 is entry level gas per gallon in California right now. 76 station, same thing, a little cheaper maybe. But here is today's, and this is from the news. This is Chevron, same area. 639, 659, 679. Or wait, that's with the car wash. Sorry. 669, 689, 709. $7.09 today for a gallon of gas. If you want the high grade. I mean, to me, that would be that to fill up my RAV4, that's going to be about $100 if it's dry empty. I mean, I don't let it get that far, but that to me is mind blowing. When this happens, the reason I was doing that, just because I would like if you guys don't mind, would you put even if I know it, would you put what market you're in, city you're in, state, if you feel like you can, put city, state, and put what your entry level gas price is. I don't care about the premiums and all this, just what it costs per gallon for the average cheapest gallon. I'm not counting Costco or like here I get discounts from King Soopers gas because I shop there and I do my dumpling shops there. So I get a lot off a lot. So I'm not talking about any discounts, not talking about any saver, like Holly was talking about BJ's and Costco. I'm not talking about that, just your average gas where you are. Boom. But 709. I want to bring that back up. 709 for Supreme. If you do a car wash, it's 679. Even regular gas with a car wash is 639. And if you don't do the car wash, it's 669. And we all know what that means. 670. $6.70 for entry level gas. When this happens, Curry and the other apps have a lot more work because the bigger vehicles won't take them. Curry's been blowing up in my market and in some other markets lately, but at the same time, some of it relates to gas, but also it's just been blowing up. We picked up some new clients, and whenever that happens, it's gold. And so like Dana and I were reflecting on how well Curry has actually been lately. It's been amazing. And before I go too much farther, guys, and then this is all I needed to say is tomorrow, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. It is 1 hour runtime. Is this? This is exactly what it says. Sergio, me, and David had a very extensive conversation about California, Washington, Massachusetts, and 4 other states. The 4 other states are all producing their legislation in the next 2 weeks before the end of the month. One of them might be at the beginning of next month. New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and New Hampshire. New Hampshire, we didn't even know. I wasn't sure that was even on the radar. And there's more states to come, but those are the ones I was digging into. New Jersey's today. New Jersey's looks not good. Hopefully it will get killed. Massachusetts looks awful, and we fully break it down in detail tomorrow. So catch that on the Para channel. You guys need to know what is going on with this. It's getting crazy, and everybody who's been like, "Oh, I'm more concerned about what base pay is." Really? Because there ain't going to be no base pay, and it's not going to be because DoorDash removes it. It's going to be because in some areas, that's going to be the least of your concerns. Okay. So that's to me, it's like, get over that. That's over. That time is gone. But yeah, so there's a few national clients that have gone on to Curry. It's getting to be fire again. Again, Dana and I have both, I'm 2 years and 5 months on Curry. Dana said he was 2 years and like 3 or 4 months. We are so close. It's amazing. And I've known him since then. So he's in Boston. I'm here. 2 good markets for Curry. Especially if you've been on for a while, like we both have over 1,000 Curries deliveries done. That puts us in an upper tier. And that is, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've asked the team. That is how it works. The first you gotta get the first 5 under your belt to even see them. I mean, to really see them. Like, a lot of people get on the app after being on the waiting list, and then they sit there and they're waiting for that great one. Like I've been telling everybody lately, and I used to tell you a little different. This just shows how things change. Just grab 5. The driver score wasn't around before. Now it is, and I'm gonna explain it one more time so that you guys understand how important it is, because even the ones that come through, when you hit open and you're like, "Well, I looked at it and I thought about it, and and then I hit accept and it said it was already taken." It's gonna be taken. Here's what you need to do. For 5, at least for 1 or 2 to get a driver score. Even 1 will get you a driver score, but get 1 or 2 with a driver score. The first 1 or 2, just grab them open, grab, and then look at what you grabbed. You might have grabbed not something your favorite, but listen, it's most likely gonna be not the best banger ones that you'll get your first and second one, because here's how it works. Now, no other company will explain the algorithms and exactly how it works, but here's how it works. So, it is distance from your or vehicle size. This is how they determine in the round robin who gets it, because a lot of people can say they want it. So here's how they do it: vehicle size, and then and don't worry if you have a smaller car. A lot of times they're only like, if Dana has a Prius, so a lot of times they're just coming to smaller cars at that point. They're not like giving it to the trucks, even if the trucks want it, but usually they've got it in a way that the trucks wouldn't take those anyway. So here's the thing: vehicle size, then location where you are to the pickup. But that's not even the that used to be the base factor. Now there's another factor, which is the driver score, and here's the problem. If you don't have even 1 under your belt, this is why it takes a lot of people a long time to get that first one. I've had people say, "Dude, I watched for a while, couldn't get one, and then I did see one I'd take. It wasn't my favorite, but then I thought about it and I hit okay." Yeah, you're already too late to the game. You need to get 1 or 2 under your belt, and I can't say that any stronger. That if it ever weighed before, that's one thing, but now we can say without a doubt it does. At least that first one. That first one's so without a driver score. So the 3 parts: vehicle size, your location to pickup, and that, think of it as a test that's 3 parts, and each part's worth 33.3333%. Without a driver score, you just got a 0 on part 3. So if anybody else enters the round robin, even a 1-star uh, Curry score driver is going to get it over you, because you don't have a score. So you have a 0. But also know that the Curry scores go on uh, the last 5 orders. So the last 5, as soon as if you do 5 and you have a 4.5 or something, let's say it's that first one that gave you a 1-star, or let's say you have a 4, okay? And everybody else gave you a 5. So you have a 4-star, and you're like, what the heck? And that first one was the one that gave you a 1-star or whatever. That's now at the bottom. If you do another one and get a 5-star, your 4 bumps to a 5 because it pushes that out. So it's not based on the last 100 or anything like that. Like most apps, it's just the last 5. So the driver score is pretty easy to fix. I do want to send one other thing I almost forgot, which is I wanted to show you guys my score. I just want to make sure I don't get any personal information in there. But like right now, I want to show you guys. I have 9 requests in my queue right now. Okay. Right now, there are 9 offers. I'm going to show them to you guys. But yeah, I'm going to show you my profile. Some of it I can't show because it's got my phone number or whatever. But here, let me send them to myself. And so we'll do that. We'll do this. And because this way I can explain it too. And then I'll show you guys the features. Okay. Let's do this as one. So, okay, because these are important. Some of them only list if there's if somebody's looking for something specific, but that would mean like let's say somebody had a pickup truck, their vehicle's better than mine. They have a 5-star score, driver score, just like I do, which I'm about to show you, and then They are the exact proximity. Usually that pickup truck, if it was in the same pool as me, would get that because we're the same distance, but they're the only way that they top me is the bigger vehicle. However, um, if I'm going to show you some of the things you can list where when you list these, if the customer checkboxes any of these and the truck driver who I'm competing with, who would get it, doesn't have them checked, and even if they check one of the things that I can do, it actually will give it to me. So it's important to check these if you can do them. That's the whole point. If you can't, do not worry about it. And do not check everything. Don't, because you might end up with something that you can't handle. And so I would definitely not recommend to do that. But here, okay. So I'm gonna bring these up. And let's see. Sorry guys, I was trying to get ready. It's been a busy day for me. uh, okay. So I hope these come through. No, okay, I have to dum 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 dum. Take me 1 second. I don't think you guys are seeing any of this while I'm doing these screenshots, so okay, there's one. I only got 3 of these to show you guys and explain to you, and then I'll take you through some offers too, because I want to show you guys some things and see what you'd think. Um, and then if you guys have any questions too, I'm happy to take those. Again, I just set this up. I'm super excited about this multiple way of setting up StreamYard because now I was rushed to do it today, but I'm very excited to do it. It's going to make my life so much easier to keep this cleaner. But here, let me just see if I can bring these in. And come on. Desktop. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. And then we'll talk about a couple things too. So here we go. So here's my driver score. Again, this is cut. If you're on the Courier app, you'll recognize this. If you're not, these are just parts of screenshots because other parts showed my phone number, my email, that kind of stuff. So here we go. 5-star. And then there's a little underneath this is a little like see more about your badges. And the badges actually are what make the 5-star. So it's not stupid badges. And here's what you're gauged on. So your driver's score bases on 3 factors. Are you on time to the pickup? Meaning if especially on schedules. Like if you have a scheduled Sherman-Williams paint run that's paying really good money for 7 AM or 5:30 AM or 9 AM or 1 PM or whatever, be there 5 minutes early. Do not be late. Do not try and bud soda. Don't try and stack something and then go there. Don't do it. Go do this because they pay way better. And the more you do, the better you get offers. So on time is huge. Okay. Image uploads. That means taking pictures when you pick up and when you drop off. The drop off one is very important because if like, let's say that it's a pre-build house, I am always putting the paint in the garage. You never leave paint outside. And a lot of like, it might not even have a garage door and I'm putting it in the garage. You might say, how's that not outside? It's not because they'll be there, but a lot of them do. And the garage door is open. If it's not, just give it a little push from outside. If that doesn't work, just go inside the pre-build, knock first, obviously. A lot of times people aren't there. Just go in and open the garage door. That is my favorite way to do it. You can also carry it into the house, but a lot of times stairs and things aren't built, so I wouldn't recommend that. Always shoot for the garage. It's the easiest. Um, and again, that's just for Sherman-Williams. But image uploads are huge. When you take the picture of it in your car, you just need one. when you take the picture of it at the location where you drop off, take it of the paint, and then take one way back of the garage and as much of the house as you can show. And if it doesn't have actual house numbers on it yet, like the address, usually you'll see a sign or something that says it, even if it's in Sharpie or something, the address you're supposed to be delivering to. And if not, at least try and get the whole house and the garage, and somehow, even if it's very small, capture a second picture of your paint too. Just a little piece of advice. And then self unassignment. You see my self unassignment count is 0 for the last 5. I've done over 1,000. My self unassignment count for everyone I have never unassigned even one. 0 unassigned, self unassigned by me. I think that's a killer. You don't want to do that. Now, this is what I was talking about. There's 2 sections here where you can list your capabilities and your driver accessories. So for me, I have a fold-up dolly in my SUV. I never use it. Even when I'm doing 4, 5, 600 pounds of paint, I never use it. I carry them by hand. It's much easier. A lot of pre-builds. The driveway might not even be done. But for me to undo my dolly, my foldable dolly, it's more like for, grocery delivery or for like a couple things of water or something. When you're doing like barrels of 45 to 60 pounds of industrial grade paint, those foldable dollies, unless you have something a lot better than what I do, I'm easier to do it by hand. But I put that I can unload 50 to 150 pounds. That's as much as I can do with my vehicle anyway. That's the highest checkbox. And there's other ones that are under. Load, unload, same thing. I can do 150 plus. Overnight hold. Josh is in here. He's familiar with that. That's where, in Josh's case, it was something different, but sometimes you'll get an offer that says it's an overnight hold. It might say pick up at 4:45 p.m. overnight hold because they close at 5, the place that you're delivering. So you just go get it, bring it to your house, and then deliver it in the morning. So on those, you have to do a little bit of different mileage calculations, but they usually pay very well. And then there's willing to travel long distance. Over 150 miles is the biggest one. So they have over 50 miles, over 100 miles, and over 150. Over 150, I'm willing to do 1,500 miles if you pay me right. And then I can operate a pallet jack too. Pallet jack is just the one that's by hand. So if you guys aren't familiar, if you're not familiar with a pallet jack, I need to say this and then I'll bring this back up. If you're not familiar with a pallet jack, ask one of the guys at Sherman-Williams to show you how to use one. The hand pallet jacks, they are so easy, and literally somebody can teach you in 2 minutes or less. Literally, you just slide it into the pallet, the two prongs, and then you just pump lift it, and then it just drags. So it is so easy to use. Don't let that throw you off. That's not a trained thing. It's super easy. And then and I barely ever have to do it. I've had to do it maybe 3-4 times of all of my deliveries. But then I list also that I have a dolly, I have gloves, I have straps, I have tarps, I have boots, and I have safety glasses. And also, I don't know why I didn't capture it on the screenshot here, but I do have masks in my car. Sometimes they might require. I've never had a mask requirement, but they do still have it on the PPE in case. So there's all of that. I'm trying to get you guys. I really want to get everybody caught up with what's going on. Yeah. So Josh's was a little different. Josh's overnight hold was here. Maybe I'm wrong. Josh can correct me, but somebody screwed up in Josh's case is how I see it. Somebody picked up an order, delivered it to where it was going after the place had closed, took the pictures and all this. It might not have been a screw up on their part. Maybe even Curry did. And in that case, Curry paid the driver too. But in his case, what they actually told Josh, hey, if I'm correct, the driver dropped it off at the drop off. They're closed. Can you go pick this up, hold it overnight, and then bring it back in the morning? So he actually went to where the drop off was, not the pickup, repicked up the order and then brought it back to his house overnight, and his first thing in the morning was to deliver that. Am I right, Josh? I might be wrong, but yeah, see, I need more. Overnight holds pay good too, because especially in a case where they're juggling something, because it means something got screwed up or somehow the customer sent in an order late and they're willing to pay Curry's willing to pay you to do that. So, um, yeah, I think you read my text wrong or how I worded it wrong. Wait. Hmm. How so? Can you Yeah, Cody had a yeah, see, okay, yeah, the overnight holds are big to Curry because if somebody drops something important, like Ferguson Plumbing, I might have a 10-pound box, but that in there might be, the interface to water heaters that are $300 a piece, and there might be 20 of them. So they don't want it sitting out there. A lot of times we know these industrial areas, I mean, things will get stolen. So they don't want it there. So they're going to pay you to go get that and hold it. That's kind of a newer feature too, and I love it. I love overnight hold. I don't see a lot of them, but they're great. They pay good. Hi, Holly. Hey guys, smack that like if you would, please. Let's get it up there in the algo. Um, and then I'm going to bring up some screens here today because, again, they're so out of order, guys. I'm so sorry. I hope I bring up the right one. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. But that will come into play here. So, and what's this one? Okay, nope, that's not it. So here was the one I saw today. Okay. I live in Denver, right? So the delivery, one is your pickup, two is your destination. Now, two is pretty close to me. One is actually how it says one stop 75 miles. That means from pickup at one to drop off at two at 75 miles. So I was about 60 miles away from this to go pick it up. So it would, so what, 135 miles takes me about 2 hours. Um, and here's the pay, or I'm sorry, here's the pay. Would you guys have done it? 135 miles total, round trip, 2 items, 67 pounds each. Would you have done it? Because that came through today. I did it. And to me, that's a no-brainer. If you guys are like, wow, really? Yeah, mileage is a gig worker's best friend. We're going to say it on every time I do this show because nobody's getting that. Some people do, but more people need to understand this. Mileage is a gig worker's best friend. So you do these all day because come tax time, you got to remember it's not cash in your hand, but that's 65 cents a mile on write-off. And that's huge, you guys. I'm telling you, rideshare and long distance courier stuff is the best. I mean, consider it earnings. It really is. Um, so, and then today just been blowing up. In fact, I was telling Tony, I don't know if the Driven Dad's in here or not, but I was telling Tony that, man, why aren't you taking some of these? Well, and he said, because Lisa could go into labor at any minute. And I look, guys, I won't do this for anybody at all, but you guys know Tony's my brother. I love him. I think we all love Tony, great guy. But I told him, for you, man, I said, if she goes into labor, one of two things. I will contact Alice and Jesse, and I will ask them to turn your delivery over to me, unless I already have one. Or I will contact them and say Lisa went into labor and fully explain it so that there's no backlash on his account. That's what he was worried about. So I told him, just do it. I got you. If she goes into labor, I will explain it, or I will cover the delivery for you. And that's not something I can do on the reg, but I don't want him missing out. He's trying to build a profile. And I'm not kidding, Josh. I don't know what your market's been like. Ours has been pure fire lately. Today was the most fire I've ever seen. There was today total, the ones that I counted. and it came in 5 batches, 47 offers today. Now there was a batch of 20 I didn't capture because I was working, but like here's some, you know. And you don't need to look at the pickup to ETA because that's up to you. But like these were all of these were paying 2 to $4+ a mile. So, and let's see, 49, 49.50. Now, see, here was what I was talking about. So this was my big beef with today, right? So I took this one, but oddly, there were two instances of curry coming from Fort Collins, one to Longmont and one to Littleton. Longmont is halfway between Fort Collins and Littleton, which Littleton's Denver. But Longmont is right on I-25 when you're coming down. It's right, like kind of closer to Denver, but so it's probably about a third of the way to Fort Collins. So in the old app, I could have taken both of these and stacked them. And I could have, I mean, here's Bud Soda in here. We all know he is the stack master. But I would have, and I did that a lot. Sometimes I'd even take 3 orders from a Sherman-Williams. But this, I already did the one that I showed you here. That 132 is that 132 at the top. Both these came in, and clearly, which one am I going to do? Of course, I'm going to do the 132. If I lived in Longmont, maybe I'd only do that one. But I live in Denver, but I would have loved to have taken these two. And I've been talking to Curry, and Jesse from Curry he's even fighting for us too. Jesse he's the new logistical guy there. He has only been in the role for about 3, 4, 5 months. Before that, it was another guy that I knew really well too, another really good guy. But he came over from JB Hunt Trucking and is in charge of logistics. So he is trying to push back the being able to stack, because both of these, if you see the zip code in Fort Collins, 80524, 80525, they were not the same location, but I looked, they were a half a mile apart, the 2 pickups. I would have done these in a heartbeat. I just got to do the one. And the saddest part is I went right past Longmont. It's just an exit on the way to Littleton coming back. So I would have loved to have done that. So then there were more. There was this 32, 37, 49. These were coming in at 2. The other ones were morning. Here's at 4:12 today, 30, 56, 49.70, 52.61, 52.46, 49. Again, more at 4:12. These were this morning, 26.80, 43.36, 132. 132, 95, 21.64. I mean, just banging. And yeah, I mean, you guys just look, if you're in your infancy mode, I didn't used to say this because I used to say, since there's no AR, and there still isn't, like, Curry prefers you don't take it if you don't want it. And so therefore there's no AR. There's no AR in the mix. If there was, my AR would be horrible. After 2 years and 5 months, my AR would be crap because I don't take, I mean, it would be like my DoorDash AR. It'd be like 4%, but Curry doesn't care about that. They don't care. There's no AR. There shouldn't be an AR in it on any app, but they don't care. So, take when you're, I would even look, if I knew what I know now, and again, opinion, right? But if I knew what I know now about the last 25 months and what I've seen, all the changes and how the company's still doing great for its drivers, I would take the first 10 blindly, because that you're still not going to necessarily get it. Like, just because I say that and you're like, okay, I'll try that. Watch, some of them you're going to go boom, boom, and try and get it as quick as you can. If another car gets in that thing, you're not getting it if they're as close as you are, because they have a driver score. You don't. So you at least need one and a driver score. But then I would take like the first 10, just show them that you're willing to take them. And you guys might say, but that's not worth it. That's not worth it. But you're building a business. This isn't DoorDash. This isn't these other apps that just feed you 95% crap and 5% ones you're willing to do. This is one that if you show them that you get jobs done, you complete them, you're gonna get a lot more offers. Like Tony and I talk a lot. Tony doesn't see near, and this is how we know. He doesn't see near the amount of offers that I do in a day. Because I'll send him some. I'm like, why didn't you take this one? He's like, I didn't get that one. He doesn't get to see them because with the priority clients and stuff, they want to make sure you've got some history. You don't need 1,000 deliveries. You don't need 100, but they need to see some that you're like taking them. Now, you might say in my market, I don't see a lot. I get that. And in that case, you just fight for every one you can that you are seeing because at least you have an advantage over many people. So if you're going, dude, curry sucks in my market because I don't see any orders. Yeah, you're gonna have to fight for it. Like you're gonna have to fight for every one to get one or two under your belt. Then you'll see more. Even in the markets you think are slower, you'll see more. And that driver score, it's it's not a make or break, but you having one, even if it was a 4 star, it's great to have because they know you complete a job. I can't tell you, or I mean, I can tell you that when I talked to Alice, I talked to different people for different reasons. Alice is growth and marketing. So when I talked to Alice, she said to me, she's like, don't even bother telling DoorDash drivers anymore about Curry. She said, they're the worst. They are the absolute worst. She said, we've had to deactivate so many people who just they didn't do the job right, or they got caught smoking weed in the parking lot from the camera or whatever. And these videos get sent by these companies to Curry, by the way. So don't think that they're not making stuff up. And like some people questioned them and they were sending them the video of the footage of them smoking weed in the parking lot because they'd say, why was I deactivated? And they'd be like, this is why. And they'd send you the video. So listen, just treat it like, be responsible, do it right. Uh, um, if that's not what you feel, if you're like, I don't really feel like doing things that way, then curry's probably not for you. And I would say, don't do it so that you can let the people who want to do it. Because if it weren't for curry right now, I'd be struggling a lot, um, or a lot more than I am. Not like dead in the water, but I'd have to work a lot more. See, I work, but the difference is I get up at 5 a.m. I do 5:30 scheduled and 7 a.m. scheduled almost daily. Those 2 slots are scheduled almost daily. Like tomorrow, scheduled for both a 5:30 and a 7. Now, by the time I'm done with those at 8 o'clock, wherever I am, wherever my final destination on the second delivery is, it'll be 8 a.m. I've usually earned 125, $140, and it's 8 a.m. here, and I'm still going to see more throughout the day. So, look, you're going to carry more weight. You don't have to either. I know some people have said to me, "Well, I don't think I could carry that much paint." Well, you don't have to take the paint ones. You can take the electric ones. You can take the plumbing ones. You can take. There's all kinds. It's not just paint, guys, and it's not just heavy lifting loads. And you also can look to see if it says hand load, unload. They've gotten pretty good about that. They didn't used to list it, then they did, but it didn't always show. But now they list it as you need to load and unload this. So, if you see load unload and it's a bunch of weight from Sherman-Williams, and if you don't want to do 600 pounds, don't do it. I do them because I don't mind. That's not that big of a deal to me, and they pay bank. So I'm going to do it all day. But the other thing is, and I hope I'm about to get to the chat. The other thing is that, look, guys, you really need to get the understanding about mileage if you don't already have it. Mileage is a gig worker's best friend. Best friend. And most gig workers, I don't think, know this. I really don't. I mean, I'm sorry to say that I talk to a lot who are like, dude, I'm not putting those miles on my car. So I used to be at a point where I was like, well, wait a minute. Are you not, is your, because I also can understand, is your car so beat up that it can't do the miles? And literally, at least 90% of the people tell me, no, my car could handle that. Okay, well then what the heck? I mean, we're out here to make money, aren't we not? So drive the long miles. I mean, you don't have to drive to Vegas like I did, but I do all around the state of Colorado all the time. So I love long trips. Long trips pay bank. And you got to remember the mileage. You're not being paid today in cash for it, but when taxes come, you you better bet your butt you can bank on it. I mean, that's writing mileage off as a gig worker is huge. It's huge. Excuse me there. I had to deal with something. Uh, okay. So let me see what's up in here. And oh, I was going to show you one I wouldn't take though, and some of these were thrown all over. So yeah, like to me, here's a horrible offer. This is a horrible offer. Okay, it's to obviously it says you can see that you'll learn with time, but see where it says one item weighing 10 pounds, one item weighing 25. That means this is Sherman-Williams, and that means the amount of paint. So don't look at those and be like, "Oh my gosh," because sometimes you'll see a long list of items, and then you just really want to total up the weight at the bottom because a 5-gallon bucket from Home Depot holds 45 to 60 gallons of industrial grade paint. So this is one bucket. This is going to be one 5-gallon bucket that's half full, like one of the orange buckets from Home Depot. This is going to be one of those half full, and that's it. So if you're looking at that, that's all it is. But you can see the miles. The pickup was 4 miles from my house. And what do they want me to do? They want me to drive 111 miles past, if you can see, past Vale. So you're going on I-70 into the mountains, past Vale, for 122 bucks. I have done these before, but I've only done them if they get up to like 180 or something, that kind of zone, because I've done probably um Summit counties like where you see Breckenridge, and then Vale County is where you see Vale. I've probably done many up into there, but only 3 times total maybe in all of my Curry history have I got something on the way back. So you always have to think you might be deadheading it back. And that's the thing with these. But this one's kind of a no to me. Primarily because I mean, like, let's say it was going to let me compare the miles. So 111 miles. That's about Denver to Cheyenne, Wyoming as well. So if it was Cheyenne and it wasn't going up into the mountains and it was staying on the Front Range, would I do it then? Probably not. Sometimes from Cheyenne or Fort Collins on the way back, you will get a return. So maybe, but I doubt it still. Like at 111 miles, in a perfect world, I'm looking for $1 a mile going with the payload, and I'm looking for 50 cents a mile coming back. Anything that goes over like 25 miles, that's my bare minimum standard usually. Now I can on the fly adjust that if I really want to make some money and just take something that seems to make sense because I've done it enough now where I know how to make sense of them. What is this one then? Okay, that's from this morning. So, um, did I get through these? Yeah, okay. They were all in crazy order, but I got through them. So we got a little bit of time left before Money Hungry. This will be the new setup. This will be the new time. I've got this new interface now. This is all set up for last mile. It's great. Let me see what's kind of comments we got going on here. I wanted to see if Josh ever responded with the uh, yeah, see that's where I was. Yeah, I think you read my text wrong. Um, okay, so Josh, I'm still confused on your I had an overnight hold, $50 to hold it. So, but didn't you go to the location that was the drop off and somebody had dropped off after hours and the place was closed? So that's why they wanted you to go get it, hold it, and then take it back. And if I remember correctly, the location was very close to your house. That's probably why you got the offer for the overnight hold. Um, oh, here it is. So the order came in the morning and was claimed right away. It was a rush. It got sent back out at 4-ish and I claimed it, but the Sherman, oh, okay, I see. I see. So, so that's another thing. That means so think of everything as a rush with Curry. Scheduled, don't be late. Just don't. Again, they pay so well. Why screw around? But and they will be ready for you too. That's another thing. This is not DoorDash. You're not arriving and the food's not going to be ready. It's going to be ready for you. If you have a 7 a.m. pickup, it's going to be ready, stacked. Right, they're going to be like, it's right there. Take it to your car. It's these are real deal orders. So now I get what he did. Okay. So you were the backup driver is what ended up happening. I don't know why it took so long for them to get that order back out. If that was a rush, if that was a hot shot in the morning that somebody didn't show up for, that should have gone back out again before noon. So that's a little confusing too. But before they close, so they asked me to hold it. Yeah, 10 minutes from your house. Okay. So they added the $50 to the delivery for you, or was that the total? Because they should have added. I mean, it's not a set amount. There is no set amount, but they should have added something to whatever you were accepting it for the overnight hold. If not, let me know because the team needs to know that. Again, guys, I report to the team all the time problems. I mean, Josh knows this. I call Jesse. I call I call Savak. I call Alice. I know which members to call. And I mean, I got Matt Lafferty's phone number, and he's the CEO on my phone, so I can get in touch with anybody at Curry very quickly. And I don't abuse it, and I usually try and help them. So, let's see. Miles are a gig worker's best friend, but some of these offers that get taken right away piss me off. You can easily have waited for it to go up $15. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree, Josh. Whenever I see that happening, I was talking about this on a live ride along I was doing the other day. Like if I see something come through at $20 and I'm like, okay, that's a $30 one. I'll sit there and I'll wait, and it will go up to 30. I've learned this with the app. I know, because the other Curry drivers who stay with the app and do it right and get the better offers, they aren't going to take that 20 either if it doesn't make sense. They're kind of probably thinking like I am. It's whenever they onboard a fresh group of people, and those group of people are probably doing exactly what I'm telling you guys to do if you're just now onboarded and haven't done many Curries, is just take them. Even though that's what Josh is talking about. That hurts me because that's a $20 one that I know will go up to 30, so I'm waiting for it. But somebody takes it at 20. That's somebody that's new to the platform. Now, do I want everybody new to do that? No. And a lot of people end up doing that and then going, well, this sucks. The pay sucks. That's because you didn't let the pay rise. But at the same time, they got in on a pool that no other driver was going to get in on. That's how they got their first one. So it sucks for us, but I will tell you this, there is no onboarding daily. Onboarding is done twice a month with Curry, 1st and the 15th. So around the 1st and the 15th, just watch, because you might see orders get taken for crappier amounts. But it only lasts 2 or 3 days, and then it seems to bounce back. Let's see. It's been steady. I took one on Monday for 105 going 60 miles. I would have done the same. So at my math, going over 25 miles, 60 miles is over 25. My math would say it needs to be $90. That's 105. I would have done it. Easy. And again, I change my math on the fly. That is not if it's not, I don't take it. That's not how it works. Sometimes it just makes sense to me, and I can like we all do. We all learn our apps, and then we all make sense of them, right? So, let's see. I was eyeing one earlier today, 130 miles, but it got taken at 125. New driver. And hopefully that's one of our friends that's a new driver that doesn't have any on their record and they need a driver score, because hopefully that's no veteran's going to take that. Not at the, and again, we can go back. Let's go back to those gas prices we were showing. $7 a gallon in California. I don't think so. You don't even, the bigger trucks are not coming out. Sure. The box trucks, things like that, they don't want to be delivering right now, but hey, I don't even want to, I'm not going to do it for that. You're not even to go 130 miles. You're not even paying me $1 a mile to go. I mean, if I was really, really in need of money, I might do that for 150 like weeks ago when gas was a dollar cheaper. But right now with the gas prices, even 150, I wouldn't do that. I would need that one. I would need to meet my criteria. So I'd need it to be $195, 130 miles, a dollar a mile, and then 50 cents a mile coming back, 65. So $195 is what that would need to be for me. And I do have flexibility. If it was 184, okay, it's on my radar. I might grab it. Holly had 0 curry today. Yeah, but you don't get many curry. I know you just did one recently, and I know that. So at least if you're saying that you had 0 today, at least you're seeing more because you had last when I saw you in person here in Denver, you weren't seeing any. So at least again, all the markets are growing because there's national clients being landed. So um why wouldn't so Derek, they used to let us stack. I used to stack out of the Parker Sherman Williams. I used to stack 3 scheduled orders a morning, and they took it away. Now, the person at Curry we need to get on our side is the logistical engineer, which is Jesse. So Jesse is fighting with the team to get it back. And I've even testified for Jesse. I sent him a 3-minute video that he played for the engineering team and the app team because I talked to the guy at the Sherman Williams in Parker, and whenever I go there, he knows me as Curry. There's other Curry drivers there too, but he calls me Curry, and he does recognize me all the time. I recognize him. And he's always like, dude, why aren't you because he knows I stacked. And he'd be like, when it's first started not letting us, he'd be like, why aren't you taking 3 of these? Because I'd come and get like 300 pounds. He knows before I was taking up to 950 pounds in my car. So I'd take like 3 orders on the 7 a.m. scheduled. And as long as they were going the same direction, even if not, it was fine. I mean, I just had to it had to somewhat be in the same direction, but I was stacking like a madman. They took it away. I don't know if it was to create more opportunities for drivers, but Jesse and I are on the same page, Jesse from Curry, which is, listen, even Sherman Williams wants me to take 3 orders. They don't want 3 drivers. They don't want to be, oh my gosh, is this driver going to show? Fingers crossed. They'd rather, oh, Steve is picking up 3. Awesome. They prefer that. So, I mean, that's what they do with their own drivers. So, you should be able to stack with the approval of Curry support. So what I've done, Josh, that's funny you say that because what I did, one of the suggestions I gave Jesse, Jesse came like all of us catching colds right now. Jesse caught C19. He's been down and out. It's his first time having C19 too. And they have a big meeting tomorrow, but he's feeling a little better. He caught it a few days ago. But you should be able to stack with the approval. Okay, so what I suggested to Jesse is I said, if they keep battling you on this, why not say something like, if you've done over 50 deliveries, if you have a 4.5 or above driver score, and if you have no self-unassigns, let those drivers stack. Something. I mean, if I think it should just be available, but like if you need criteria, that's fine too. Do it. That's Holly, you have a 40 delivered or a $40 delivered tomorrow. Good. I've been on delivered for 3 weeks. I have not seen one offer in Denver. And I know Kim has been on for 2 months. She has not seen one offer in her market either. So let's see. It's like that time Red went to take her first one, and I got it when I claimed it, even though she put her claim at 12. She put her claim at 12. We're not on the bidding side. You shouldn't be bidding. These should be coming through as offers like I was just showing. I'm not really sure what that is. That doesn't make sense. Did you see screenshots and stuff of that too, though? Because that doesn't even make sense to me. Tony has much more room in his Tesla as Steve has. Yeah. So Rick, you couldn't be more right. If you guys have seen me have Dana on, who I was referring to earlier, Dana does Curry in Boston. This is 100% correct. Dana drives with a Prius and can get about 750 pounds. I can get about 950 in my SUV, completely bed laid down. But Dana on his Prius can get about 750. So again, guys, you can get more than you think. I think those weights throw people off. So, and then Tesla's, yeah, Tesla can handle. Tony can easily get what I can, pretty close. My Ferguson guy hates when he doesn't see my name on the screen when he sends it out on Curry. So many drivers unassign or show up hours late. Yeah. So Josh, you know what you should do? If you've seen, I didn't show it because people don't get a lot of them. And in the last 5, I haven't had any. But if underneath the 100%, zero self-assigned, there's another metric that says like customer reviews in the last 5 orders. In the last 5, I haven't had any. The customer doesn't do it that often, but what I would do, Josh, if I were you, is to tell that customer at Ferguson that you say, listen, if you actually go into the app and give me a review, they don't need to do it for every Curry driver. But if you tell them this, I've told a few people and it's helped me always get the orders from the place. If you tell him, hey, if you go in and give me a customer 5-star, not 5-star for meeting the Curry criteria, but you give me a customer 5-star, you will be a first labeled driver to get those orders in the future. And that will help him out to not have to deal with it'll at least go to you first, whether you take it or not. I don't know, but it will go to you first. So let's see. I fit 7 of those paint cans in the Tesla point pickup. Yeah. Okay. So 7, if it's commercial grade paint at 45 to 60 pounds, we'll call it 50. That's 7 is 350 pounds approximately of paint. I bought a vehicle. Let's see. I bought my vehicle as a tool. Well, even if you didn't, so Derek's 100% right. But even if you didn't buy it as a tool, if you're doing gig work in your car, it is a tool. It is your tool for gig work. And we all know, we've talked about it here. Driving around locally, yes, it's less miles, but your odds of being in an accident, your odds of something happening are 1,000% more than highway. Not to mention it's much rougher on your car. So I would much rather be on the highway, just cruise control, be easy on the engine, and the write-offs are huge. So can't agree more. It's like $30 an hour. I'm not sure. Josh said, yeah. So okay, Josh, you and I are pretty close then, right? So I mean, because what you said, if you, like you just said, if it showed at 165, 170, and I saw it going up, I now know people are going to watch. Somebody's going to grab it. So if I saw it come at 180, even though I said 195, I might grab that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. Considering your mountains land. Once winter hits, do I avoid what? Oh, going to the mountains? They're more likely to get me to do an Avon run, even though I know I won't get one coming back. Like that 111 mile Avon run that goes just past Vale. If that were $130, I wouldn't do it right now. But if it's December, January, I'll do it for $130. I'll do it. I'll take my snowboard and I'll snowboard for 3 hours while I'm up there. So I love it, man. And you can send me anywhere. I don't care. Hey, what's up, Miko? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Bud soda. Josh, I'm very professional. Are you kidding me? F you, man. What? I don't think he's I think he's just busting your balls, dude. Come on. What is a route runner? This is a good thing to know. So route runner is if you guys are willing to do this, you should absolutely click it. Click route runner and especially you, traveler, because I know that you haven't been seeing as many orders, you should click that you're interested. The only thing about Route Runner is some of them require a DOT. A DOT is $35, and if I remember correctly, Curry will reimburse you. I have mine. Um, so I am on Route Runner. I've done some Route Runners. Route Runner is where it can be temporary, it can be permanent, it could be filling in for somebody who has that route. What it is you drive to like a Ferguson Plumbing. I've done it for Ferguson twice. Once was for 3 days for filming, where I did ride along with another route runner, and then I did a 2-week route runner. Both were temporaries, but what it is you go in at 7 a.m. And you pick up a 26-foot box truck. You park your car at the location. It's not just Ferguson; it could be any places. There's route runners all over. But you'll pick up a truck, and you drive their truck. Gas is paid for, and it's already loaded up. And you'll get a manifest of your drops. So you get paid for route runner. You get $29.50 an hour. You're not using your vehicle. And you get time and a half for anything over 8 hours to finish the route. Now, here's the thing. If you do route runner, and like I said, $29.50, you might be going, well, man, that's not that great. So when I did route runner, the 2-week routes that I did for Ferguson Plumbing, I never went over 6 hours, and at least 6 of the 10 weekdays that I did were under 5 hours. You get paid for all 8 hours. So you get $30 times 8. You get $240 a day, whether it takes you 4 hours or 8 hours. And most of the time, on average, I've asked other people around the country, most people don't go over 6 hours. That's why they set that price at that, because you're really being paid for about 6 hours. If you go over, you're being paid what is it? You're being paid 30, or I'm sorry, it's double time. It's because it's $39. You're being paid $39 if you go into hour 9-10. So you'd get your 240 plus 40 additional for every hour you needed to finish up. Now those miles, obviously, you cannot claim if you're doing route runner on their vehicle, you can't claim it. But it's not your vehicle; it's loaded up, and it's just kind of fun too. You know, you get to drive around the truck for a little bit. Let's see. I saw a bunch of curry today. Most of them were in the city. If I was in the city, they were paying well, like 25. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of 3-4 mile ones that are pretty bank. Um, I am not expecting anything, but I am here if I am needed. Well, man, we need to get it to, I mean, Vegas has been a tough market for them. I've even talked to them. It's just because there's so many trucking outfits out of Vegas that it's been a tough market for them to crack, and for anybody to crack, really, in the gig app world. But they're getting there. I mean, everywhere they're starting to really boom. And the one thing you have, the Carnifage, that a lot of people don't, is that you're already on the app. So there's probably a Vegas. I mean, guys, I've looked at these waiting lists. So if you're already on the app, good for you. They do move, but if you're already off the waiting list, and it's just like their orders aren't coming through, just do not delete the app. Keep the app on. And again, guys, set your app settings to always on. Location services, I don't like using the always on. I like it while using app when possible, but set it to always on. Set your alerts on, and you'll get alerts actually quicker than if you had the app open anyway. So you don't even leave the app open. You just leave it shut and just let the banners drop down. Uh, um, no, we all know you bust your tail, Bud Soda. I think there's a big community of people who are concerned about how much you sleep. And I'm just being honest there, man. I'm your friend. For those that don't know, I'm not just, Bud Soda is not just another name. I mean, I consider myself a good friend of Bud Soda's. And to be honest, I get concerned. I'm concerned that you work way too much. And that's just me as a friend being concerned. That's I would definitely do that route runner. Yeah. I mean, Route Runner's great. Yeah, so once you're on the app, all you do is hit it, and then it'll say, "So you're interested," and it'll say, I think it says, it's been a while for me, because if I hit it on mine, it just says, you're already in the Route Runner program, but um, you might need to go get your dot card. But they do reimburse you. All you gotta do is take a picture of the receipt and send it to Curry, and they'll pay you that day. So it's a good way to get a dot card too, because there are other websites we'll be talking about where where you can go and get payloads, but you will need a dot card. That's how the websites work, and we'll be talking about those in the future. So it's a way to not pay for your dot card. And that's even before you even get Route Runner, because you can't even really get into the pool until you get that dot card, because it'll say, "We'll go get your dot card," and it tells you we'll reimburse you and how it goes. And then so you go get the dot card, you get reimbursed. Now you didn't pay for it and you have one. It's really easy to get one. Do you get a fuel card as a Route Runner? No, you get so Miko, you get a full tank of gas in a truck, and never once have I needed to put gas in it. Your route is not, it's usually not like hella miles. It's more like you have a lot more you have stops in a small space, but they're bigger drops, and you have a lift gate, with so you're not you move things onto the lift gate, bring it down, and usually at the construction sites everybody will come and help you get it on those, because those are things they need right away. Rideshare Road Warrior Rick, it matters what state you're in about dot. Dot can be DMV, but dot can also be our dot office is specifically dot. You don't go to DMV, you go to the DOT to get it. There's a dot office. There's about 6 of them actually. So, you guys, I don't like running over, because the reason of this new time is because this is about fine. 11 minutes, 15 minutes into the new hour is fine. But I'm going to try and end it always right at the top of the hour, because uh, money hungry. And so money hungry is happening. And I want to send everybody here to money hungry. So with that said, you guys, I've got some great episodes coming up. I will tell you this, because of some trolling and stuff that has gone on in this community, I have moved, and it's for the better, to be honest. I have I have moved a couple of my CEO interviews, or I have an autonomous engineer interview coming up. I've moved those to the audio podcasts, because I don't want to expose those people and then not be able to get them back on, to what can happen on YouTube. And I also, when I'm doing it with CEOs and things like that, I also like it to be a little more focused. I will bring them to YouTube and do them as premieres, but I have taken all of those off the calendar for live streams, whether it be Roundtable, myself on here. They will just be audio podcasts, and then I'll bring them on here. So these lives will be live, and I'll have other people on, other people working other markets, and we're going to be talking about other apps too, like Delivered, Paraworks, Parapass, a lot of apps. There's a lot of apps out there, you guys, because it's time. You guys start bringing the apps, start downloading the apps. I used to say do one at a time, get used to it. Kim always said on board to everything. I am now 100% in agreement with Kim, only because of the changes that are coming. So on board to everything right now that you would be in, that you're willing to work and that you'd be interested in. Try and get 1 or 2 under your belt at least, and then you can just put it to the side. But on board to everything while you can. And with that said, I will see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on the Para channel. Don't miss that conversation with Sergio, David, and I. It affects every gig worker in this country, even though we're specifically talking about 7 states. It's going to affect everybody. Now, that said, also Roundtable tomorrow night. Now, go over to Money Hungry and have a great night, you guys.